Would you? So you have a son. You have a grown son.
Would I be
Would you
driving him?
still be doing his laundry if he asked?
If he let me, I probably would.
Oh, hey everybody.
Hey,
What up though?
What up, though?
Thank you for stopping by and watching us on Clink, the recap. All right, thank you for stopping by. We thank you for all of our new subscribers. Hey y'all, what up though? We thank you.
Subscribe.
And you will not be disappointed for subscribing to our channel and tell others, okay? So Clink the recap that we post on Tuesdays, most Tuesdays. Basically, it is a recap of shows that we do. Like we either like put you on a show that you should have been watching. It's like, how come I didn't see this sooner?
Yeah, because, honey, let me tell you. But I got one thing to say real quick.
Yeah.
Why was the April Fool joke talking about some P-Valley was canceled? And, girl, I was having a fit. I was like, oh, my gosh, no.
We heard you last week. I was like, no, girl. Cause when I saw it on my feed, too, I was like, wait, what? Huh? And I was like, okay, it's April 1st. It must be April Fool's. Okay.
So we got to see Unc.
Oh, we got to see Uncle Clifford.
We're going to see Uncle Clifford.
Come on, Uncle Clifford.
With his fashionista ass. Because he be...
Shout out to Nico, who's a Detroit native.
Yes.
Hey.
What up, though, Nico? We would love to have you on the show.
We would. We probably will one day. Mm-hmm. We'll speak
soon
that.
And very soon.
Soon and very soon. Okay, we just went gospel.
Okay. Don't play. I was going low. We are going to see the King.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Boy, that was awful.
Start over.
Soon and very soon,
we are going to see the King.
Okay.
Soon and very soon.
We are going.
You're going to subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
All right, y'all. All right. So this show that we are recapping, we are on season 2 of. It's called Johnson,
and it is four fine brothers, and it's a piece of candy for everybody.
For everybody. Yes, you will take a piece or maybe a couple of pieces.
And their wardrobe is on point. Love the wardrobe.
Shout
they be
out
having
to
them
the costume design.
Yes.
Oh, y'all. So I think that I know I didn't mention it here. I don't think. Oh, I did it on one of my car chats. The show creator and writer and executive producer, his name is Deji LeRae.
It took us a minute to learn your name, but Deji / Greg. Hey, Deji.
Yeah. So he on the Angela Yee, they were on Angela Yee's podcast Way Up. I didn't even know she had a podcast called Way Up, but I saw that Johnson Brothers was on there, and I was like, let me click. So it was Earthquake was on there, the Johnson executive producers and showrunner. Thomas Q. Jones, he is executive producer. He plays Omar, and he is the showrunner.
Omar, yes.
And then Deji LeRae, he is the creator. He is the executive producer as well, and he is the writer of every episode.
Episode. You are so brilliant.
So he said that he was inspired. One of the shows that he loved growing up was New York Undercover. Remember, I was like, I knew it. I said, because it gave me New York Undercover vibes because how they have the indie artists like in every episode. And then so I put underneath in the comment, I said, I knew he was inspired by New York Undercover. I said that was one of my favorites growing up as well. And I said, I can't wait for season 4. And he hearted my comment.
Thank you, DJ. You done made her life.
Not my life. Well, my he made my day. He made my day.
Maybe even your week though. That's okay. Because the way he was acting like with that principal. But anyway.
Okay, we're going to dig in.
Okay, we're going to get right in.
Right.
Okay, this is Johnson episodes
7 and 8.
7 and 8
of season 2. All right.
So it opens up with Keith's mom dropping off his laundry, with his grown behind.
Right. Would you? So you have a son. You have a grown son.
Would
you still be doing his laundry if he asked?
If he let me, I probably would.
Oh,
I think it's just trying to keep that connection. But I love their relationship. She's she's like, okay, you need to tidy up. So she was like, I want some grandbaby. She letting him know it must not be no girl over here because you ain't got no,
Right. Cause he was like, I gotta find a woman first, and then she's like, well, let me set you up with such and such. She was like, I'm good. What do you think about your parents' hookups trying to set you up? I don't know if I trust it.
I don't know if I trust it either. No, we gonna leave it, especially not the church one. Okay, now if you, we don't have to see, cause see, parents, they thoughts be. It's like
way
with
different.
God, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Your ways are not my ways. You
Right.
can have the best intentions,
The
but
best.
but nah.
Yeah, because our taste is totally different. I'm like, oh, would you bring this lurch looking? No.
Where he come from? Don't be trying to relive your life through me. But anyway,
okay,
she's pressuring him about having a grandbaby, and so she tells him that she's getting older, and she ain't gonna be sitting at home forever. She want to travel the world and have a good time. And so he was like, "What? You're dating somebody?" And she like, "Yes."
Yeah, she let it slip that she's dating someone.
And he was laying around, but when she said that, he popped up like, "What?"
Yes, he did pop up. He like, you got a picture? So she was trying to show him an appropriate picture because the one she was going through her phone. Like, no, can't show you that one. Like, here's no.
Can you imagine your mother having dick pics? Because that's what it was.
I cannot.
Girl, that would be like so cringe. So cringe. And so she says that she's gonna allow him to meet him, and they're gonna all go to
Sunday dinner. Yeah, at her house.
Oh, it's Sunday.
Sunday.
So Jarvis is looking for Omar a housewarming gift.
Yeah, he calls Greg to see what he can ask him his opinion, like what he should get. And Greg suggested a blender.
But I was irritated because I was like, why you look like you in a party store? I was like, y'all couldn't look like y'all was at Walmart. I mean,
it looked like
so I guess we were going for local buy black.
Or he could he didn't.
No, it was a party store because it was chips.
I'm about to say if it's a party store that he could have been like dropping off a bottle of wine. He could be picking up a bottle of wine.
You can get that from Walmart too. But okay, we understand. Filmmaking, we understand. Yay.
So Jarvis again calls Greg to ask what he should get for Omar and Naomi. They were going to their house to get together. And Greg was just, telling him some things, and
I'm telling him about one.
Well, Greg was on the phone, right? So he was at one. We find out that he's at Wanda's house while he's talking to Jarvis, and
they had just got it on. It was the morning after.
Yes. So of course Wanda heard the conversation, so she was like, I thought we were doing something today. I
cleared my whole schedule today for you.
He was like, we still doing it. He said, this is at night. So I think like I got you in the day, but it's at night. So I think when he said that, she didn't felt a certain kind of way, and so
she done got whipped, honey, because she was all in his face. I mean, y'all only did it one time, well, a couple of times at this point, but you all like, she been a little possessive, and then he was like, he made a comment about, oh, so are we trying to date? And she
well, actually he said, so we're just kicking it, right? And she said, what if I want more? So he was kind of down with that, though.
He was like, well, because I guess he figured he messed up the last time, so he don't want to mess up this one, especially since she got a little paper. Okay, I'm just joking. But Greg says that Wanda was giving him the eye, and that's why he likes being with an older woman. And then they all start making jokes about.
But we are not at that part.
Yes, it is.
No, boo-boo. So
wait a minute. Hold on.
No.
She says, "Oh no, my bad. You're right." She tells him that he could.
Last week I jumped the gun.
Right. He says that he doesn't mind being her little secret.
You're my little secret. I had that for a ringtone for somebody.
Girl. So he asked, what does she want to do with him? And she said she says that he can't handle her. And
he was like, I just got through handling you. What you talking about?
That part. He is so, I love the confidence.
Right.
So
So, excuse me. So next thing we see, Jarvis is at Naomi and what's his name, Omar house. They're just talking.
yeah, and Naomi is bringing in killer cocktails.
Mhm. And she made it in the blender that Jarvis got them.
Hmm.
So she mentioned that on their honeymoon, that she took a mixology class. Well, they both did, but she
Yeah.
really paid attention.
Yeah, so Keith brings
Yes, he
Jackie. Yay, with
did.
two E's. And
Oh, what? So, Naomi did ask about Lisa, and Jarvis was like, she couldn't make it. So,
she had to
he
work.
lied.
He
He lied.
lied.
He lied.
He
Okay.
did lie. So Jarvis makes an excuse about Lisa not being there. And Keith comes in with Jackie and he brings a
Blender. Jarvis was like, let me guess, Greg told you to bring
he was like, he absolutely did tell me to bring a blender. So he's a little, embarrassed. So then Omar and Naomi see Wanda, and she is not happiness.
Well, yeah, so Greg comes in with Wanda, and they take off their coats. They're saying hi, so she don't notice anyone just yet.
Not yet.
And so Greg is introducing Wanda to people, and then gets to Omar and Naomi. They were like, Miss,
Hey, Principal
right?
Brooks, how you doing?
She was like, hey,
Yeah,
because her whole thing was she did not want to
privacy.
see anybody
That
at
she
the job, and he was like, there would be nobody, nobody at the
he
job.
forgot though.
He did.
But he was excited. I like the fact that Greg is excited about this relationship between them. Whatever they're doing, because whatever, it's still a relationship because they was having relations. So,
Yeah, I had the look on Wanda's face
girl,
though. Let's like a regular.
Levita don't be playing.
She was pissed. Okay.
Right. So Naomi asks Principal Brooks, "Is she?" The men start talking, and then she, kind of brings the
Naomi tell
women
the
into,
ladies to go to
come
the
on in the
kitchen.
kitchen. Let's
Yeah.
go, have some girl talk. So
So the guys are talking, and they're bringing up they're on Greg. They're like, especially like Omar, like, dude, my son's principal. He was like, man, I forgot that y'all knew each other. And so Jarvis just he was like, bro, you are like living all of our fantasies.
yeah, you remember that teacher in
Right.
the
They start reminiscing about the fine teachers
that
that
they
they
used to
grew up
have
with.
back in the day. He was like, I am living vicariously through you. And so then Naomi asks, are you
Wanda.
serious about Greg? And she kind of plays it off. I
She
was
said,
like,
we're just
oh,
friends.
she was like, we just friends.
And she said, girl, she said, I need somebody a bit more polished.
Oh, she starts dodging it too and
She
giving
did. She said
politically
because
correct
she said because
answers.
in the end, I know it won't work out.
Yeah. So she just using him for that D. No, okay.
Oh,
So Jackie tells them that she's turning 30. And
they was
so
like, girl, back. Cause she was,
you
she
got milk
having
between her
some
and your ears.
reservations. She had some reservations about getting older. I mean, we all been there, like 30. You start to like
Yeah, but when she
reevaluate.
asked her how old, 30, she's like, girl, you got milk behind
I
your
was like,
ears.
girl, please.
Yeah, super please.
Let me go back to
But
30.
she's such a pretty girl. I love Jackie's
She
character.
is. And one thing, just want to interject. One thing that the guys said on the show is that they want to represent like everyone, all body types, all hues, natural hair. I mean, this show is black to be black, 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 and I love it.
Yes, it's wonderful. And so, they have their sister girl moment in the kitchen. And so she's like, "Are you turning? Okay, we got to take some shots." So they break out and have some good shots, and then she go, "Ooh," Jackie like, "Ooh, you like tequila?"
Right.
So they had a cute little moment in the kitchen, and then Jackie shares that she likes going to wine tastings once a month, and Wanda was like, "Oh, that's my thing right there."
Mm-hmm.
So they find out that they do have something in common.
Yeah. So they next thing goes to everyone. They're at the dinner table, so they're just finished eating, and now they're having a conversation about gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying how Wanda was on one.
Wanda was on one.
She was on one.
She was snappy snap and talking about how men and the financial aspects. And then Omar says, women, the roles have changed. They don't want to be in the kitchen cooking all the time.
Right. So he agreed with the women. He was like, I agree with the women. He said that today's women should have equality. And then turns to Naomi was like, so you gonna take out that trash later? And she was like, no,
She's
that's
like,
your
her
job. They're
job.
like,
She's like,
oh, so now it's gender roles.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I love the healthy conversation and the
Yeah.
banter they had going back and forth about the different things with women, because they were all laughing and talking and having a good conversation. So I love the example of find you some friends that you can have good conversations with. Be honest about how you feeling and get more information, because that's how we grow, is getting information from
What do
each
you
other.
think about Wanda throwing Greg under the bus because they were talking about tipping, and she was like, "This one over here,
He don't
didn't leave a tip."
She went behind him. I thought that was a bit much when she said, "Well, I went behind him because he didn't tip her," and I'm like, I think she could have handled that a little bit differently. She kind of lead with her wallet a little bit, because she has said on several occasions about how hard she's worked to get to where she is.
I mean, but that's no lie.
It's
She
not,
did
but
work hard.
she did work hard,
All them
but
degrees.
she got all them degrees, but you by yourself.
Yeah.
So you ain't degree with keeping a boo. But I'm gonna move on.
So while they're talking, not a text, but an email comes through to all the parents. Naomi reads it out loud. She was like, Wanda, you know about this?
The email is about things being inappropriate between two facility faculty members.
Yes, the boards that are doing an investigation. They were doing something inappropriate on the grounds. And then people, everybody's giving their opinion. They were like, oh my God, they should be fired and this and that. And then Naomi was like, Wanda, I know you're not going to let that slide. You're going to fire whomever. She was like, you know what? Yes, I am. And as a matter of fact, let me do that now.
Right. Let me handle that right now. So she abruptly grabs her coat and walks out. So of course Greg goes after her. He's like, well, what's going on? And she was like, I worked too hard in my life for my career to throw it all away over this. And she just went off on him. And I was just like, she was telling the truth, though.
She was. I mean, because she was like, I knew something like this going to happen, because this is why I don't get involved with certain people. I worked hard, and she did work hard, and like I could lose my position.
Yeah, but she do keep like low key dissing. She be like low key diss, but she is telling him the truth. And
I don't
so she leaves. She's like, I can't deal with this. She was like, you need to find you a ride home. I was like, whoa, that's a role reversal right there. She was like, you need to find you a ride home.
Find you a ride. So Jarvis is going to take Greg home. And he's taking back. He's so cheap. He taking back the wine that he brought because nobody
because they didn't open it. I guess Greg, you should have had enough. You done had enough drinks. Okay, that's what got you in your situation the last time, drinking. But we gonna lay off you just a little bit.
So Greg and Jarvis, they're in the car, and Greg comes clean to Jarvis. He was like, dude, that was me and Wanda. He was like, what? And he still geeked. He was like, man, you just living out our fantasy. You've been with an older woman. And so but Jarvis was compelled to tell his truth.
He let his guard down, and he told him that Lisa had moved out.
Yeah. He was like, wow, you trust me. He was like, well, you told me yours. I'm going to tell you mine. He was like, no, you trust me to keep this to myself?
He was like, no, not really. He got the hint because Jarvis wasn't ready to go home. He wanted to go to the Waffle House.
Yeah.
And so he was like, why are you trying to go to the Waffle House?
Why are you not trying to go home?
He put two and two together. Yeah. So, and then he also explained to him how she was feeling insecure about Danny. And he was like, but it's nothing going on. And Greg was like, you sure? He like, no, I am sure. So while they're driving in the car, they notice a car behind them.
Yeah, Jarvis noticed that this one particular car has been following them, and he thinks it's the police. So Greg turns around and look. He's like, no, that's not the police. So Greg makes a phone call. He was like, who you calling? He like, just
drive.
Just drive.
I got this. So they turn. So then they stop. And the car stops too. And then they took them to the hood.
Oh, they was in the
All
hood.
these B-boys jump out of the car when the guy gets out of his car. And whoo, I was like, it's gonna be a situation.
So they was just there as muscle trying to scare the guy. It was the white guy that was taking pictures and stuff. So turns out it wasn't the police. He
Mm-mm.
was hired by Kevin. He's a private
Yes, investigator.
investigator.
So he had broke into Jervis's house and also into Danny's
Danny's.
house, and Jervis was pissed.
Jarvis, yeah.
He wanted to just be his behind, but he was like, "I'm not doing that." But he was like, "You mean to tell me that Kevin hired you?" And he was not happy because Kevin is trying to be his friend, acting like they cool, and you really ain't nothing but a little slippery, little nasty little
And that's why
snake.
DL was like, as I'm around him, I don't trust. Do it,
Mm-hmm.
Eugene, Omar's uncle. So the investigator let the cat out the bag. He was like trying to find something on you. He said, but you are squeaky clean.
Except for that night that you had with your assistant at the hotel.
Right. Greg was like, what? He was like, I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
later.
So they did like to set it off. He said, "Give me your ID so I know where you at." And he took his ID and he let him go. And he said, "I know where you at, so don't try it." Cause he tried to make a little comment about Danny, like he gonna tell his wife. Jarvis like, I
Right.
really don't care. She already
Exactly.
gone anyway.
Exactly.
So then they get ready to leave, and then we have another example of Greg being cheap because when they get ready to get in the car, Jarvis is like, thank you,
Well,
everybody." He's
actually,
like,
that wasn't great. Great. When it comes to other people money, he like, oh no, you
of
got paid
course.
him.
So he told him to pay him, and he pulls out a wad. He go like, give him all of it.
Right.
He's like, how you gonna be generous with my money?
He's like, because they were the muscle, okay?
Right.
So we go to the next episode. Greg is at work, which is at the school, and
Mm,
he have this big sign that says "Do not touch." So he was about to dig into his sandwich, y'all, and this man in the suit
the superintendent
says
comes.
that he needs to speak with him ASAP. Need to have a meeting.
So he like, but can I eat my burrito while it's still hot? And he's like, no, come with me now. So he goes with him. They show Omar and Naomi
Naomi.
in counseling, and they're just sitting there and they're saying how they're in a honeymoon phase and they're having the best time and they're just really happy with each other. And then, of course, Naomi
And the
just
therapist commends them for doing better and doing the work.
and she suggests them getting a
A
vow
vow.
renewal. She's like, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. And Omar he was looking down at his phone just quite a little bit, and Naomi got a little irritated.
Right, because she's talking and he's like looking at this text that comes through, says that I need to talk to you. And Naomi brings up that, oh, again, Omar is against joining the church and going to church. And because she did that because the
Of the
lady,
vow renewal.
yes,
And she said, well, y'all don't have to get married, do it in a church. You can do it
right,
anywhere.
exactly.
And then Omar got pissed because he just looked like he felt like he was being cornered.
Yeah, because he said we already talked about this. We only he said we did this privately and we worked it out. And I think coupled with the text he just got, he probably thinking like, what's going on? So like all this at once and her telling it. So he just got up and left, y'all. The therapist like, I don't think he's coming back.
And Naomi was sitting there looking bewildered, like, huh? I was like, he done told you,
He
girl.
told
He
you.
done told you.
Yep.
So Greg is brought in front of the board. I love Greg because Greg is a G. He sat there, he let them question, he got quiet, and he just listened. And then he breaks out and goes, he's making all these little sad jokes, and they looking at him like he crazy. So he asked Miss Warren, do you wear glasses? And she says, yes.
Well, before that part, the superintendent pretty much saying that, we heard that there was some inappropriateness that went on. You were in, it was a complaint that was made.
Yeah,
It
that's what I was
said,
gonna say next. I had in my
yeah,
notes. They said that they need to hold someone. Yeah, it was inappropriate.
yeah. And then Greg lies and said, I was helping
Her
Juan
desk was broke,
was wobbly.
and it may have looked that
Yes,
way.
because that's when he asked Miss Warren. He was like, "Don't
Don't
you
you
wear
wear glasses?
glasses?" And
But the way he did it was so
it
smooth. He
was.
implicated. He said, "Because I remember," and then they showed a flashback to when the little boy
Hmm.
broke her glasses, and she's like, "You." They got the right.
Yeah.
That's the same lady from P Valley,
The
the
mama
judge. Remember the
P
judge that got it?
Valley.
No, not P Valley. That's the same lady from All the Queen's Men.
Is it? She was dark
Yeah,
skinned. The judge. She was darker.
no, that was her because I remember that little scrunched up nose. Look at it again. Yep,
Okay.
that was her. Yep.
Hmm.
So she was looking because when she made that face, she said, and I was like, that's her. So I love the fact that he did cover for her.
He
So
did. He
even
took one
though
for the
he
team.
took, and he was like, I'm fired, and they were like,
Yeah.
we somebody has to be held accountable.
Yeah, because they had to do something because the parents know, and of course they want justice. So yeah, he was like, but he took one for
He
the
took it.
team.
I was proud of him for that because he did not say anything. That's what real men do.
Yep.
So they show Keith and Jackie having lunch.
Celebrated her
And that
birthday.
is so cute. I like them two together. Oh my goodness. And so they're having a great time and he gives her a present.
He gives her, I want to add, he gives her a thoughtful gift. That's
Yes.
on my list. I'm like, God, I want a thoughtful man.
Because he notices that she writes poetry on napkins
Mm-hmm.
and on different things. And so he bought her a personalized journal with her name on it so
Mm-hmm.
she could write her poetry so she could keep all her stuff together. And that was very sweet.
It
But
was.
he spelled her name wrong.
Yeah, he did. He did it like how we would have spelled it,
Yes,
Jackie. But she said it's two
two E's.
E's, no I.
And then he made a comment and she said, that was my grandmother's name.
Right.
She got a little passionate in that moment. I
Right.
said, ooh.
And I like that spelling of it.
With
Okay.
the J
With
A,
the two E's.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
two E's. So he finds out that she was named after her grandmother, which was a nice little nugget. So he asks her, he says, why haven't you shared your pictures? And she
He
says,
said, I'm a little offended that you didn't do that.
he says, this is my business. And she just says, I'm just not ready to share them yet. She was like, give me some time. And she wanted to do it when she was ready.
She said she wants the pictures for herself and she doesn't post on social. She's not on social media like that.
Yeah.
She just wanted them for herself because she said she did notice like some of them were a bit revealing. She just wanted to keep it for herself.
And she wanted to do it in her own time. Just give her a moment. And then we have Jervis confronting Kevin. I say Jervis, you say Jervis. Jervis is
It's
the same.
Jarvis. It's not the same.
I have a friend named Jervis Canty, so he will forever be Jervis. But
so we see Jarvis driving in a golf cart on the green,
like a
looking. He's
gangster
looking. He's driving and looking like.
playing rap music.
Was he playing
He
rap music?
was, he did, and he did that on purpose because they are the all Caucasian country club. And he pulled up in there like boom,
He
boom.
pulled up right at the hole, y'all. If you know anything about golf, you're not supposed to do that. Put the park on the side there. He pulled right
Right
in
in the
front of the
hole,
hole,
like what up?
because Kevin was on the green about to putt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
And so he confronts him and he says that he knew about the stalker situation. He knows that they hired him. And then Kevin tries to get gangster. He's like, well, you came after
He
and tried
tried
to
it.
hurt my family at MACC. So I'ma hurt you back. And Jervis is like, that's not personal. That's big. This is business. What you're doing is personal. And Kevin is just like so smug. And then he tries to like provoke him a little bit, like thinking he gonna try to hit him or something. I was like, ugh.
Right. So Kevin was like, so what are you gonna do? Hit me? That's a felony. You don't want that on your record. He was like, no. He said, this is my interpretation. He was like, no, I'm gonna be an adult about it. I know what to do. Um, So Jarvis is like, you still work for your father. He said, even though you say you did. He's like, of course I do.
What do you think? Of course, I'm going to work for my dad. So then Jervis went off on him. He was like, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And even though you're trying to ruin my business, I started that from the ground up and I could start it from the ground up again. So he letting him know I am resilient.
Yes, that part. But he said he took a little further. He said, I can start over in my businesses with friends
And
and
my man, and
relationships.
yes, letting him know that she had her ass
And
gone when
I
she
can
can stay
start another
gone.
one. I was like, you better go.
Go. Right. Because I was, when he said that, I was like, he
Right.
done.
Because he was like, I wish somebody would tell. He's like,
Like, go back and tell her.
yes.
Go
Like, I ain't
go
scared.
back and tell her.
Like,
I'm
I am
not
not
scared.
scared.
So I think he done with her. So he threatens to tell Lisa about Danny. And he basically was like, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wasn't, he like, go ahead. So we see in the next scene Greg
They're
Omar
at the spot with
and
another nice indie
Jervis.
artist.
Yes, they are at the spot having drinks.
Mm-hmm. You go ahead and take it because I
So Greg spills the beans because he can't hold water.
he
That
can't
Lisa
water.
is
Can't hold
gone.
water.
So Omar's like, what? And so Jarvis just was like, I'm at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised. He was like, I'm just at peace. He's just at peace with the whole situation.
He
And,
is.
and then Greg tries to spill the beans about Danny.
Greg is so messy. He is
He is
messy.
messy.
But nothing happened there, and
And then we
Omar looking like what?
right. The tea, give me the tea. It's funny though, because men like the tea just like we
Yes,
do,
yes, they do
if not more, some of them.
more.
And so then we see Keith and Jackie walk up, and she's looking cute in her outfit. I love
Mm-hmm.
her hair. I just love her whole. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
y'all, whoever
Her whole
style,
vibe is
yeah,
nice.
just so authentic. So they come in, and she sits down with the bros, and she's kicking it with them. She's cool.
Yeah, and then it is when she sees the pictures.
She goes to the bathroom. She's like, I mean, go
Yeah.
freshen up. She's in the mirror, feeling good about
Yeah, she like,
herself.
I'm with my man out with his friends. Okay. And then she gets she got a notification.
Yes.
Yeah, Keith.
And so when she come out, honey, she come out on fire.
She came out on
She
fire.
grabbed her coat, her purse, and she was like, "Adieu, adieu." And
And she did a real a housewives move. She threw
the drink,
the drink in Keith's face.
and they sitting there like, "Ooh,
I
ooh," especially Greg. Ooh, they like, "Dang, what did he do?" Because everything was going so
know
well.
good.
And then she leaves, and he I love his emotional intelligence because he
Mm-hmm.
did go after
He
her.
did. He went
It's like, let
after
me
her.
find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So when they get out there, and she confronts him about him putting the pictures on social media, and she tells him how hurt she is because all her life she's had to deal with being colorism, being a
A little
heavier
bigger.
girl,
Mm-hmm.
just all the type of things that the stereotypes where people assume that you have diabetes, not
Yeah.
knowing that it could be a thyroid problem, it could be so many other things. But
Right, because
people are,
you know how
oh,
people are. Because some of the
they're so
comments was
cruel.
like, they was giving her praise, like work it, girl. Other ones like, she's too big for that. You know how
Right.
people do.
And oh, you got some cushion for the pushing, and
Right.
yeah, it's some got a
So
little rude.
Keith, at first, he didn't think like he did anything wrong. He was like, you said you wasn't gonna post them on your social media. He was like, but I posted on mine. He said because he needed that exposure, and he said that he believes she looks gorgeous.
He really does care about her, and he likes her for who she is. And but she has really shown that she's very confident, but she wasn't as confident as she
Exactly.
has,
Yeah, she's
portrayed. She
still
got
you can
some
tell she's still dealing with
triggers.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't no joke.
And that's a big scale too. No pun intended, but but because social media, because you have some of everybody saying whatever, you know.
Yeah. So he feels really, really,
He
really bad.
does.
And then they go to show Omar sitting by the dock of the bay Watching the
Is this when
time
he was waiting on old girl?
go away. Yeah. So he's waiting on her. And I'm looking like, who
Bianca.
the
He's
hell?
waiting on Bianca.
I'm like, who the hell is he waiting on? Then I see her get out the car. And I'm like, and he's sitting there and he's like, yeah. And then she goes, he's like, it was a lot of silence. So he just assumed, and then they came to the conclusion that she's pregnant
with his child.
And he didn't say anything. And she was like, you want me to get rid of the baby? We can't. In my culture, that's not what we do.
In our culture.
And he's like, I can't tell you what to do. Only thing I know is that this is going to ruin my life.
I'm like, see, but you
should have thought about that.
And they talked about that on the show. You know, that's a result. That's when like a lot of the break babies came about.
Yes, break babies. When you say you on a break is you supposed to take the time and sit your ass down and figure stuff out, not go lay down with somebody else.
But they were separated. They were legally separated.
I know,
but they're still married.
But they still hadn't figured it out though.
Woo,
and it's kind of like Greg's fault, because if Greg would have never set up that profile thing, then he would have never got in trouble, because
he have a mind of his own. But if he could have been like, no, man.
But he did tell him don't do it, and then he convinced him to. So Greg, it's all your fault.
Oh, it's not, because Omar still had a choice.
He saw that big booty. He was like, big booty. Naomi, you should have been. No, I'm just playing. So then they have the conversation, and Omar is just like beside himself. He like, damn. Mm-hmm. You can see him like, damn. So then it goes to Omar sitting alone on the railroad tracks.
Okay. Yep. And then his crew comes to meet him, because they knew he was there, because they said that's where they used to come, and plus they had his location, right?
Yeah. And I love the fact how they explained that they had his location from when they were on vacation somewhere in the group chat, so they never turned their location off. And he was like, you got my location? He's like, yeah, we know everybody is. And so they're sitting there, and they brought beer, and he told them what's going on, and they just like, damn. And then Keith.
He always say that.
Did you pick out baby names yet? He starts asking all these random questions. Everybody looking at him like, what the hell are you talking about? He wasn't making nothing easy. He was making everything worse. And then it faded.
Yeah. So we got 7, 8. So the next two is going to be the 9 and 10, and it's only 10 episodes, and it's a doozy. That's all I'm gonna say.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'm really excited to watch it. So
y'all
remember, Johnson is on Hulu and Amazon Prime, and now I think you said Bounce.
I mean, it's a Bounce show.
It's a Bounce show.
So they got picked up for season 4. It's going to premiere on Bounce on August 3rd. Mm-hmm. So you have plenty of time to catch up. Okay, you have plenty of time to catch up. And then we're going to when it comes on, of course, we're going to review it like in real time.
We're going to review.
But yeah, y'all. So just go ahead and watch that, and go ahead and share this episode. Mm-hmm. If you like us, go ahead and subscribe. And we do want you to comment. Subscribe.
I'm saying that myself. Right.
We want you to comment. We want you to go see it and comment. Let us know your thoughts on these 2 episodes. What do you think about Omar and this break baby? Do you think Naomi's going to be empathetic?
Hell no. I don't think so. I just say that flat out. But if you have a comment that you want to leave us, you can go to speakpipe.com/CamandK and leave us a message. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, until next time, thank you for joining us for Clink. Bye.
See y'all on Thursday for our sip and chat.
Sip and chat.
Okay. Bye.
I'm going to start sipping right now.